Hello, Happy New Year! We've reached the year 2022. I am anticipating positive changes for us all this year. I wanted to do a monthly forecast for this video, so let's take a look at what fortunate events and energies may unfold for us. For each month, I will be putting the card label here indicating the month that I'm reading for, and I'm going to be using a variety of oracle cards and a tarot deck. So I'm going to show you what the boxes are that I'm using. I'm going to be using the Pearls of Wisdom, and this is a Positive Affirmations card deck. I will be using the Secret Language of Color cards. This is what the box looks like. I will be using the Lovers Oracle. I'll be using the Isis Oracle cards. I will also be using the Old Style Lenormand, and it comes in this box here. And then this is the tarot that I'm going to be using. It is the infamous Wild Unknown Tarot, and this is the original version before the remake went out, so this is a pretty special deck in my collection. So, all right, let's get started for the month of January. I think I'm going to start off with the color cards for the month of January. It's this one. Violet. Create a balanced life. Fish. Okay, so a lot of people are going to be having money on their mind. Money is on the mind. And this is wealth of all types. So the fish can be spiritual wealth. It can be quality of life in general. Anything that brings abundance. Usually fish is money or things that can buy more comforts in life. All right, so let's take a look here then. Sorry for the camera bouncing. I'll try not to whack the table here. I'm shuffling. There we go. Stay true and be in your power. You are a sovereign divine being with spiritual authority and freedom within. You do not need permission from anyone to be who you are and live your life as you so choose. This is your divine birthright. Guard it as the precious treasure that it is, and remember that you are a divine being, free to be you. All about being yourself. What a powerful image. I love this deck. Looks like we have the Three of Wands. Now, the Three of Wands is usually incoming opportunities or things to be aware of or what you're wanting to create. I like the image in here. It just gives more nuance where you can see this like portal with this rainbow, or maybe that's a crystal inside, but it has all of this potential. And it's kind of like something that you're building or tying together. You could be literally tying up loose ends from 2021. The three is a collaborative energy, so it could be you working with other people or outreach, reaching out to other people. And I like the branches here. It gives me a sense of like branching out. So you've already maybe started something in 2021. You've started the preliminary efforts to move forward with your goals, and now's the opportunity that like the piece that was missing is coming back in. It's coming to you. There's an energy of coming toward you. There's something is definitely coming inward. And also, if you think about the traditional Rider-Waite version of this, there's a man who's standing at the port and he's looking for his ships to come in, right? So the fish would also be an indication of that port area where there are, basically it's like the market. Okay, so that's also like the collaboration for money, or being in that finance, like finances being on your mind, I think is something that you'll be starting off the year looking at. How you can make more, how you can be more. Okay, let's shuffle them this way so you can't see the words on the bottom. Okay. I think it's this one. Everything is possible. The impossible just takes longer. I love that. So there's a sense of patience, right? Patience for things that are extraordinary and creating things that are not just possible and easy, but something that takes a little bit more effort and a little bit more time to be extraordinary, and something that looks impossible to other people may not be. So patience for something better, maybe to come in, or something, having patience for something to arrive, or that missing piece that you're looking for, which is that Three of Wands energy. So also, I do feel like you may be feeling like something is just taking a long time to come to pass. But I do feel like the sense that it's not that you're sitting around waiting. You are creating a balanced life in the meantime. You are creating harmony with what you can control. So I like that. What you're wanting is coming. It just may be taking a minute. But within that waiting, finding things to be happy about, right? Finding things to be grateful for, being in that flow of abundance, just knowing it's coming. Okay, let's see. All right, this is the image that we have here. This looks like a lovely divine healing. Healing, yes. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. Oh, that's very nice. So some of you are healing your relationships that you are currently in, or certain aspects of it. Maybe you're in a healing relationship that is mending your heart, and this person that's come in your life is very special, has a special role to fulfill in helping you mend and become more of who you were meant to be. If you're not in a relationship, you're taking time to heal so that you are fully ready to receive that. Okay, so also love takes time, healing takes time. What you need is coming towards you. You're staying true to yourself and being in your power, not compromising your goals, not compromising your desires, your dreams, or yourself, creating a balanced life, and looking at your finances and how maybe you're spending and certain habits around that. I know during the holidays, a lot of people tend to spend more money. So maybe you're kind of looking at how can I regroup, or how can I balance my finances. But balance is really the root of healing. So doing everything in moderation, not doing anything to the extreme or excess. This just feels like it has so much potential, and there is a little bit of like a patience with that fullness to come in, with that fullness to really materialize. So this is what I'm seeing for the month of January. So let's take a look at the month of February. What's this card? Sapphire. Regenerate your body. It's a lovely deep blue. Indigo almost. look at the Lenormand card for February. Oh, almost dropped them. The Mountain. Interesting. Yeah, the Mountain makes me think of like big chunks of rock, right? So blocks, boulders, things that are in your way. Also, if you're kind of continuing the theme from last month when we looked at things taking time to unfold, the Mountain is definitely time, right? I'm getting like a major Saturn theme here because the color for Saturn is blue and black. And then also the Mountain is anything that takes like slow moving. It's also very Saturn like energy. So that's interesting. We've got the Mountain, we've got Sapphire. Some of you may literally be going hiking, spending time in the mountains, spending time outdoors. I do feel like blocks to me, especially if you're regenerating your body, you could be coming off of a cold or a slight illness here. It also could be just the state of the world at the moment, where we're regenerating, we're healing. Also, I think this is asking you to like just allow for yourself to be in a regenerative state, which is a restful state. So some of you may be feeling a bit of inertia, even even the start of this year, where it's like hard to get things going, and that's okay. It's saying like take things slow, take things easy, allow your cells to regenerate. Also, if your body regenerates itself naturally, so some of you may be trying to grow out your hair, grow out your nails, or like grow your eyelashes, get extensions, whatever that is. Certain parts of your body you may be growing, right? Those things that are naturally like regenerative. It also could be reproduction, which regenerates itself every month for women. Let's see what else is coming up here. This card. Oh, this is the same card that I drew for last month. So there's a continuation of this. They really want to like bring this message home. So the same energy, it looks like it's continuing from last month. And I am getting that continuation from things taking time. So maybe it's also taking time for you to really learn how to remain in your power, how to be in your power. Let's look at this a little bit closer. There's freedom. You don't need permission from anyone to be who you are. Guard yourself, guard your energy. Yeah. Freedom to be yourself, freedom of expression. You don't need permission. And you also don't need anybody else's timeline to be imposed on your life. You are living in accordance with your own time. You're not on anybody else's time. So that can also be really freeing in and of itself when you realize, you know what, I don't have to rush. I don't have to be on anybody else's schedule. I make my own schedule in areas of your life that you can actually have that freedom to do that. Yeah. So you may be having some plans that you want to initiate or create, or things to come to pass in the beginnings of the year for January and February. And it's saying like, just be very flexible with your schedule, like allow things to really unfold in accordance to their own time. Don't rush things. Take things slowly. You got the idea. Okay, what are we going to do next? We're going to do these Wild Unknown Tarot. Three of Swords. Okay, so the Three of Swords to me very typically is about healing sickness. This is a bit tangled. You see like all this entanglement. And the Three of Swords is like swords piercing the heart. So this can be a time for healing, allowing for rest and regeneration. It's maybe healing from sickness, or just healing from any ailment, emotional, physically, otherwise. So allow yourself to just take time for that. What else do I want to say about that? You may be wrapped up also, because I look at this as almost like a yarn or a string. You may be wrapped up in the story of suffering. So just recognize any story that you might be telling yourself about the pain and not creating new stories around that. That can really be the most freeing thing for forgiveness, is when you're no longer living in that story. You're no longer creating the story around the pain. It's like something that happened was a painful experience or a disappointing experience, and then that is all that it is. It doesn't mean anything about your value. It doesn't mean anything about who you are as a person. It's just an experience. So when you look at things as just an experience and not looking at things as being a victim or remaining in the suffering based upon being wrapped up in the story, which is the part of the swords, that in and of itself is freeing. And maybe that's the block that we're looking at here. Let's see what the pearls of wisdom have to say. I desire to learn new things. Now this could be new gifts, new talents, new things that you're bringing out within you. It can be also learning a new way of looking at things, or like a new story that you're telling yourself. It's a time for learning. It's a time for learning about who you are, what your power is, how you can heal yourself, how you can allow yourself to have the time that you need, and you're not pressuring yourself and stressing yourself to, complete something or, get something immediately, right? So there's a sense of that patience. Learning new things. You might be learning a new skill for work. You might be learning new things about yourself in relationships, in your relationship with yourself or with your family or with your partner or with your friends. You might actually be hearing about something new, or something new comes to, like there may be some sort of new technology that comes and you're learning about how to use this new device, or it's kind of like the manual, right? So that's interesting. Okay, let's look at these. Lovers Oracle cards. I feel like it's this one. Passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at the present. Enjoy it. That's lovely. And an extension of this, not just passion or seduction in your current relationship, although that's very literal translation. I think it can also be like asking yourself, like, what lights you up? What are you passionate about? What do you care about? The power to enjoy that passion is what we're looking at. Enjoying life. Okay, so this is what I've got for you for the month of February. All right, so let's take a look at the month of March. Cyan, a different version of the sapphire blue color that we had. Still blue, but a much brighter blue. Build your confidence. I love that. What's this card? Snake. Okay, so snake is it's a tale of caution. Also, it's temptation. It can also be something that has to do with the occult and magic. It's very powerful medicine when you're looking at, it's very transformative. Snake medicine is like, it can be like mind-altering substances or drugs for healing and transformation, like certain medications, or even like ayahuasca, or any sort of journey type of drug. What the snake can also be is something long and lean. It can, the Lenormand is very literal a lot of the time, so it can be very narrow, something that's very narrow, like a narrow passage or a narrow thought form. But the most obvious thing about snakes is that they can bite. Some are poisonous, some are not. So, yeah. When something's biting, it could be just paying attention to anything that may be, as again, verbally unkind. So A, if it's coming from you, watch your words. And to B, if it's coming to you, to not take anything personally. It's just a word of caution. It's almost just like pay attention is what it's saying. It's like there's a snake around, pay attention, right? And let's not create any fear from that, but just awareness is the key, okay? So what are we going to be aware of? Let's build on this. Let's build on this by pulling a tarot card. You know, you might also be just shedding old parts of you that are not as confident. If you were more confident, if you're working on your confidence, there's an extra layer there that you're now exposing, right? Mother of Swords. Okay, this is very clear to me now that it has to do with words and opinions. And you have this sword energy. It looks very similar to this like twig that the snake is wrapped around. Actually, if you think about like the caduceus or like the symbol of medicine, there's a staff and then there's this winding energy around it. So there's a lot of healing and medicine that are coming up for the month of March. And that also could be, you know, looking at things globally, that could be just healing. The world is healing and getting stronger. Anyway, on a more mundane level, the Mother of Swords is someone who's very critical, who has a critical eye, who's very precise in calculation, and just there's a lot of precision there, but it can also be very biting. She's very cutting. She has a sword in her hand. So it could just be like, be careful of the opinions of others and just realize that they're just opinions. Opinions aren't truth. Right? And even also being aware of your own opinions. What are your thoughts? Being aware of your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are more than your thoughts. You're a divine being that's having this physical experience, and we have thoughts in our mind throughout the day. So it's saying like, caution, be aware of your thoughts, be aware of the things that you're speaking and saying about yourself, especially when it comes to undermining your confidence. I don't know if we're going out of order. I guess we're going out of order here. I just picked these up, so I guess we'll go with it. I don't know if there is an order. The Mother of Swords definitely likes order. Okay, that's exactly what we were saying. So this is really, really tying in. I will not take other people's negativity personally. I believe I said that before I pulled it. So it's like, again, they're just opinions, especially if they're critical or negative or biting, right? Just a word of caution that it's not truth, right? And that has totally to do with them. That has totally to do with their projections. So don't let that undermine your confidence in what you're doing. Let's see. Let's pull one of these for March. I think it needed to go in that order because it made sense. It's really, really verifying the story here, isn't it? Okay, this one. Life restored. Ooh, let's look at the picture. We're getting a lot of like insects here. Well, we've got the snake, which is a reptile, and then the scarab, which is a beetle, and then the owl. So lots of animals. Life restored. Spiritual resurrection is gifted to you now. Whatever part of you or your life you thought to be dead is being revived and will flourish back into life, just as the phoenix rises from the fire, or the snake transforming its skin. Transitioning from death into life, so too will you rise again, healed and renewed. That brings a lot of freshness, a lot of confidence. So it almost feels like there's something that could knock you down and you just get back up and you're that much stronger. It builds your confidence to bounce back, right? This is a great message. I love this. You could actually quite be restoring something. You could be restoring something that's broken. Or renewing something. Okay. Let's look at the love cards. Oh, this card just wants to come out. Ooh, it's very kind of cyan-y, like cyan, and then you've got the green and the blue here. A lot of greens and blues. She's in a state of love and rest. Like if you get knocked down, look, like she's laying down here, but look at all the hearts around her. It's all about love, loving yourself. And there's the moon. The moon is all about your thoughts and the mind and that intuition, right? Surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. That's very much about that restorative energy. Let go and it'll all work out. I love that. It's all very congruent, and it all really ties in here. Oh, I like the energy for the month of March. It's really coming in clear. All right, so let's look at the month of April. So I'm going to shuffle these without leaning on the table. Okay, Spirit, please show us what the energy is for April. One. Ooh, that's deep. Burgundy. Awaken your passion. It's rich. It's such a rich color. You've got wine there as well. I like that. It feels very celebratory, but in a very classy way. Love that. Okay. Let's see what Lenormand card comes out for us in April. April, please show us. Scythe. You know, the Scythe is one of these cards that I personally always kind of, when I see it, I get it kind of cringy when I look at it, because it's a tool for extracting. Now, some of you may be going to the dentist, you might be getting a procedure done, you could be getting a haircut. I mentioned earlier about growing out your hair, but anyway, it doesn't have to be that. The Scythe doesn't have to be so literal like that. It can be, but it's a tool for extraction and cutting away. So what needs to be removed in your life in order for you to have greater abundance, greater happiness, greater life experience in general, just enjoying your life? It's like cutting something out, making that decision to just, you know what, cut it out. It could be cutting out a habit, a belief system, but you're really getting to the root of that and like pulling out those weeds. But within pulling out those weeds, you also pull out the flowers. So there might be a little bit of like pulling out stuff that's good and bad in that. But it's a time of harvest as well. Okay, so let's build on this. The Scythe is usually something sudden. It can be done by your effort or other people's efforts. It's a swift movement, and it also can be a sharp tool. It doesn't have to be painful. Sometimes it could just be that you're using a tool. Like if you're into, I don't know, crafts or like carving. Let's see, what else? Oh, the Mother of Swords again. Seriously? All right, I shuffled and shuffled. She's still looking at you. So this might be someone that you're having to be in your life. This is a carryover from last month. So if it happens again, if there's someone in your life that's constantly critical or constantly undermining you or second guessing you, it might be time to remove that. You're like, after some thought, you're like, you know what? This isn't something that I need in my life in order to grow and keep getting knocked down and keep getting up to be stronger. I just don't want to put up with it anymore. You can do that. You can make that decision. Or someone might be cutting you out of their life, and that may hurt. But you know, everybody has free will here, but I do see that there's something here with the Mother of Swords. She's holding that sword. So this could be you, where you're like really getting to the bottom of something and doing that. It could be in a relationship with somebody else. And it can also be getting to the root of a problematic thought or a problematic thought pattern. So this can be interpreted in so many ways, but even with like the decanter and the glass of wine here, it kind of feels like it has to do with a pairing, or it's more than just you, it's you and someone else. It's just the two of you. For some of you, it might have something to do with your mother. Okay, it's the vibe that I'm also getting. Let's take a look at this. So anyway, you make of that what you will. Okay, pearls of wisdom. Please show us what the message is for April. I feel like it was this one that I tucked on the bottom. It always seems impossible until it's done. Okay, it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done just like that. So that's just like with the scythe, is just doing it, right? Something that seems impossible. Again, that's a perspective, right? So it's like changing your mind could also be the theme here. Changing your mind, changing your perspective, and saying, oh, I'm actually seeing that it is possible. I'm able to do it this way. I'm able to think about it this way. Let's see. I guess I kind of skipped over. I just went for these. Oops. Oh no. I almost knocked it over. Well, these two cards came flying out, so let's just go with that. All right. Embrace and soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit or maybe in physical form. Believe this and they will manifest physically. Embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. There might be somebody coming into your life this month. There's something that you felt was missing. It's like the final extraction. You're like, okay, I'm getting rid of this. My soulmate is coming into my life. And it feels like you're very compatible, but just by the look of it, you're made of the same stuff. Maybe you have the same values. I even like this, through each other, you find the missing pieces. There's empty space here and there's empty space here. Those are the missing pieces and they complement each other. All right. Sometimes your soulmate can be your family members. Well, I think we have more than one soulmate. I don't think we just have one. And I don't tend to overly romanticize soulmates. This card flew out. Let's go with that. Divine sisterhood. It could also be a sister. I was talking about mother, but for some of you, it may be sister. Okay. And some of you may have, family members that are on the other side, right? So they're with you in spirit. Could be. Okay. Letting the divine feminine nourish you now into new relationships, which I mentioned you might be meeting somebody this month. Collaborations, community, and friendships. Love that. Newness is very wise. So there are many souls with whom you have spiritual contracts. I just said that. I said that you have many soulmates. I believe that. With whom... okay, let's read this again. Sorry, I keep interrupting. So letting the divine feminine nourish you now into new relationships, collaborations, community, and friendships is very wise. There are many souls with whom you have spiritual contracts decided upon before you were born, who wish to help you, and whom you can help too, as you grow together in peace and light and wisdom. It very much feels like there's something with like getting rid of something or someone that could be from your past, or a critical thought from the past, or something that is just no longer serving you that you just need to get rid of. It could be a person in your life. It could be a memory that you have that you've been struggling with for the first, or just there could be some issue there, or a memory or an imprint from the past that you may be struggling for the first few months of this year. And it's like you finally are able to get to the root of it and just get rid of it, and it's done. Right? It's done. It's not coming back. You're not having to revisit it. And that clears space for someone to enter your life. Not just someone, but someone's. You have friendships, collaborations, community, friendships, just new people coming into your life. I feel like April is going to be it feels like a very stark contrast of like end and beginning. And this is when we move from winter to spring, you know, at the end of March, but we're feeling that it's like the end of that winter, which is the Mother of Swords. She's the, you know, card of winter and starkness, into new love, new life, new abundance. Love it. Oh, sorry. One other thing. I just wanted to show you the image on the front. It feels like a higher power bringing people together. It almost looks like they're mirroring each other, or they're like cheers with the glass here. All right, so let's see what energy comes up for May. It's this one. Pink, pretty. Let love in. Let it in, embrace it, accept it. You might be meeting someone in April, and then this is the beginning of that. It feels very sweet. It feels very spring-like. You have these tulips. So giving birth to this new relationship is coming in. It's like pretty in pink. Some of you may be thinking about like attractiveness, how I'm attracting someone, or how I am attractive. Okay. Beauty is always on the inside. Aesthetics just make things pleasant, but it's always, beauty is always in the eye of the beholder. So let's see what Lenormand card we've got for May. May. Let's see. The moon. Now, the moon is, of course, intuition and feelings and psychic nature, but it also is like very much connected to the mindset. So you may be of like minds with somebody. You may be able to just really feel very deeply. There might be a lot of emotions coming up. And the moon also has to do with popularity and the public, and just connectedness, connections that make you feel good. So connections again with community. It's kind of playing on last month's. Be aware of your dreams. Be aware of what your subconscious is telling you. Being aware of what that inner voice is telling you. The kind one, not the critical one. So a lot of you may be thinking about motherhood, or the relationship again with your mother. The moon is also a reflection of the past. It's also an energy of domesticity and your level of happiness. Being domestic is what I mean by domesticity. So being at home, happiness, hearth, all of that. Ace of Pentacles, wow, new beginnings. Very, very solid. And it's all about growth. So you see these rings around the tree stump here. It shows like how old you are. Age is just a number, by the way. Age is not your experiences. Age is not the wisdom. It's how you are feeling on the inside. It can be, you know, something about age. Maybe there's an age difference with a person that's coming in your life. Again, it could be the age gap or generation gaps between like, parents, children, that sort of thing. It could be a pregnancy or a new person coming into your life that has to do with motherhood for some of you. It could be a baby girl because you're getting the pink, you know, not to create any sort of gender stereotypes, but that's just the vibe that I'm getting has to do with like feeling attractive. It has a very feminine feel to it. Yeah, it's something about newness and new age. Some of you may be having a birthday. Okay, let's see what else comes. There's growth. There's so much potential for growth with this. And also, Ace of Pentacles sometimes is money or value. You could be looking at the value of things. Okay. Look at the Isis cards to get more. Okay. Magic and ritual. Interesting. Some of you may be doing moon magic this month. Effect in the external world can be created through inner patience. Heart-centered ritual can support your inner path in the physical world. You are encouraged to enhance your power with regular practice as you grow in grace, love, ability, and wisdom, applying your inner beauty to transform your outer world. That is so lovely. I feel like we were just talking about the inner beauty, right? And that's the most important, and aesthetics are just appearances on the outside. I also feel like that growth, regular practice leads to growth in grace, love, and ability and wisdom. And there's so much potential for growth. So we were mentioning that as well. Heart-centered, bringing what's within you outwardly, outward. This is what we've got here, is this woman with outstretched arms. Okay, keep that there. Let's pull one of these Pearls of Wisdom cards. It always seems impossible until it's done. Okay. I'm also going to choose this one since it fell out. I'm going to allow this one to come into the reading. The only person who can defeat me is myself. So, okay, we're maybe defeating some self-limiting beliefs, accomplishing the impossible, miracles. There's newness. So there's definitely a carryover from the previous month and maybe months. Let's see. Pulling a card from the Lover's Oracle. Okay, it's this one. She's looking into this image and she sees this reflection that might be her or it might be someone else that she's seeing within her. I also just get really like there's something in the water that's growing, which could be the womb, again, pregnancy. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, which is very much goes into the moon. But they also can distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. I feel like we did some major extraction in April. So we're kind of maybe have the remnants of that where we're sort of like sweeping up the dust that's left with that, because I feel like there's a lot of shifts that happens or that will happen in April. And just like the moon waxes and wanes, it has different phases, right? There's different phases in your life and there's different growth and there's different, the moon also, just like all the other planets, it transits around the zodiac and it gets a different perspective, so that can have a distorted perception based upon its perspective. But just wait, this month I feel like there's going to be a big shift in the way that you're seeing things. And it calls for reflection. All right, let's take a look at June more in depth here. Burgundy again. Wow, awaken your passion. So you're kind of revisiting that theme from April. And mountain again from February. A lot of sort of tying back in these old themes that we visited already. Maybe you have a mountain of paperwork. Maybe you have a mountain of to-dos. And there are things that just take time to sort of chip through one day at a time. Make sure that you're prepared for the journey. That's kind of the message for the mountain. Let's see, the star. I love that. The star is anything can happen, really. You are guided, you are watched over, you are protected, you have your angels and God helping you. You're in alignment with your life. There may be a destined or fated thing that comes up for a lot of us in June. The star could very much be like you are the star. Maybe there is a performance that you are like in the center stage. Maybe that's what you've been practicing, and that could be the mountain, which is like practice and practice on a daily basis, and then you get really good at something and then you shine, right? So there could be like a debut or something that's coming out where like the star is all about, you know, being the center of focus, center of attention. Let's see what else comes up here with the star. The star is all about hope. It's hope and faith. I feel like it's this one. There is nobody better to get the job done than you. Okay, so working on something hard. You know, you're perfect for the part. You're fit for it. Maybe there's no one besides you. You're the one that is like that guiding light. Maybe you're guiding other people. You're that shining light for others this month in June. Why not you? I feel like there's a sense of leadership that like a vibe of leadership that's kind of coming through here. You could also be thanking your lucky stars. Maybe you're the one that was selected for the job. You're doing the job. You're the best one. Magic and ritual again. Again, there's more themes here about regular practice and continuing to grow. More transformation. June is a bit of a mishmash of all of the other months that we looked at. Let's see if the love cards, the Lover's Oracle, let's see if what it's gonna reveal. What's in your heart in the month of June? The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. So it's really talking about your path. The star is about your path. It's about destiny and fate and new starts, new beginnings when it comes to the world and maybe work. It's a long journey ahead of you, I feel like, but it's doing what you're really passionate about. And there's magic in this. I feel like this is more about what you're giving to the world, what you're doing, what you're putting out there. I feel like there is also a sense of service. All right, so let's take a look at July. Here we go. Auburn, very close to the color burgundy. Has a different message in and of itself. It says ground yourself. I love that image. It's so pretty. Ground yourself. I like that the tree is not alone. It's in company. It's amongst company that's also very grounded. The forest can also be just people that are like you. Okay. crossroads, choices, decisions. All right. Well, you already have started the journey. There's already movement, and now there may be a decision to make on your new path. Which way am I going to go? Am I going to go up? Am I going to go down? The crossroads is just any kind of choice or decision that you may be faced with. Should I do this or should I do that? Let's get some more information. I like this Pearls of Wisdom. I love this deck. It's so fun. It's one of my new favorites. Got it not too long ago, and I've been using it pretty frequently. All right, well, these two just kind of came out together. Again, I will not take other people's negativity personally. I give myself permission to take personal time. We've mentioned these themes before, but if you're applying it to this reading of the crossroads, I feel like it's like you have time to take, you have time to make the decision, okay? And you don't have to take other people's opinion into account. So it's like you may be asking other people, well, what do you think? Should I do this or this? And it's like, well, really, ultimately, whether it's negative or positive, what they say to you, it doesn't matter. Like, what your opinion matters the most. So it's, what do you think? It's like trusting your own decision, not necessarily getting other advice. Other people's advice may not help you in the moment, is what I'm getting. It says you're giving yourself permission to make your own decision. Take your time with it. Really think it through, okay? All right, so let's look at the tarot. Daughter of Swords. Okay, so we had the Mother of Swords twice. Now we're getting the Daughter of Swords. Now, this is a smaller version of the Daughter or the Mother. So it's kind of like, it's actually the Page of Swords. And so this could also be saying, take time to make a decision. Maybe more information is needed before you make the decision, right? Ground yourself. Don't be impulsive in any choices that come up. Take your time. Allow yourself ask questions, ask more questions. Say, what is it going to entail? What does it look like down the road if I do this? So it's kind of like having that insight into the next steps. Yeah. And also I'm just getting like a really High Priestess type vibe too. You know, what's interesting is that, we're getting a lot of pairing here. Two of these cards came out. I didn't intend for that, but it happened. And then also we're getting the card 11, which is 2 and 2. And we're also getting 2 and 2 up here. Now, actually, quite literally, 2-2 is like year of 2022. So this may be a very pivotal month of the year for people to kind of split off and go into different directions than they were going. We had the new starts that were coming in, and everyone has their own timing for new starts, but I feel like collectively new beginnings are happening for people in April, May, and June. And now this is sort of the second layer of like the second tier coming in of like, okay, we've started the new thing. Everyone's kind of on a new journey, and individually we're going to be going our own paths, and it's up to you to figure out what you're going to be doing, not looking at somebody else's homework, so to speak. Okay. Right. You could quite literally be studying something or taking notes. But it's that High Priestess vibe of like, ask yourself, because people could lead you down the wrong road. All right, let's see what else comes up for you here. Talismans of Potency. When people are on a journey, they tend to, you can bring an amulet or a talisman for protection or some sort of symbol to guide you along the way. So it's a sacred tool and object, which can become an extension of your energy field, focusing your power and intention, helping you heal the split between spirit and matter. That's interesting. We have a fork in the road, that split between spirit and matter. Bringing the physical matter more deeply into light and life. You are encouraged to work with sacred materials in a conscious way to help your own healing and enjoyment of the material world as a part of your spiritual practice. All right, so talismans can be any sort of charms that you have. It can be cards, it can be tools. anything that's meaning, any sort of symbols that are meaning. Some people have like meaningful jewelry. Some people use candles in magic, especially we kept getting the ritual card for magic and rituals for for June. You could be studying about any of the esoteric arts. That could be an interest of yours this month. Anything that's like helping you, any physical thing that's helping you along the way. Some of you are like getting a physical reminder for something. So like a bracelet that you can touch that reminds you of something. Okay, this is what my goals were. This is what it's like a daily reminder. Oh my gosh, there's 3 of them. I thought there were 2. Should we go with it? Let's go with it. Don't make a decision based upon guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Again, that decisions that's coming in here. Overthinking things, trusting yourself. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. All right. So closing your eyes, really feeling it instead of overthinking it. Yes, you can have the information. Maybe more information is needed. But then as soon as you have the information, what is your heart telling you? And manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart. Again, trust your heart, not over your head. Yes, have the information, but trust your heart. Continue to follow in its guidance. Lovely. All right, so let's see what's coming up here for August. The color cards. We have Lilac. Strengthen your faith. All right, we'll see what Lenormand card comes up here for August as well. It's the House. All right, so the House usually indicates a place of gathering or a place of living. So this could be stuff around the home that you are doing. You could be maybe working from home or working things around the home or doing some sort of house project, or maybe you're moving or looking for some sort of change around your residence. You could also be having house guests, or you could be going and visiting somebody else's house. The house also has to do with parties, like where people gather. So again, birthday parties, events, things like that. I've also seen it to be the family members living within the house. So it could be a card of family as well, or just a time of getting together there. All right. So let's take a look and see what tarot card comes up for the Wild Unknown. This card really. Ooh, the Lovers. That's nice. And they're geese. Looks like are they Canadian geese? Maybe. The Lovers is, well, very self-explanatory. But these, like, they're 2 birds together of the same type. So they're very, very complementary. That relationship that I was seeing, the new relationship coming in April, May time, like May, June. This could also be there for some people in August. A lot of people are pairing up. A lot of people are, is this year, especially the year 2022, if you look at it numerologically, it's a year 6, which is all about harmony in relationships. So where there was a lot of division and a lot of separation and a lot of isolation, loneliness in 2020 and 2021, a lot of people are going to be kind of finding their match and pairing up. So just to, kind of not make up for that, but have a different energy. Like there's a different energy that's going to be here in 2022. And when I was mentioning it was the year 6, we also have the Lovers card is the number 6 in the major arcana. So that's also very, like a strong omen that you'll either be meeting a person or that you will have already met someone by August. This is beautiful. It's like two birds of a feather flocking together, and there's a central point of focus here. So in the card, everything kind of comes up here. It's like above them. So just like in the Rider-Waite Tarot, you have the two figures and then this angel or godlike figure above them. So it's like it's coming from source. This is like a very spiritually divine connection. It's a very appointed connection. And faith to me feels a lot like that. Like God has something to do with this. It's like God is matchmaking. Beautiful. All right, so let's take a look at the Pearls of Wisdom then. Let's pull a card from here. What's the message for August 2022? Okay. Ah, I love it. I am a magnet for love. Wow, that's amazing. That's definitely, there's people that are just come together like magnets. So there's going to be a lot of pairing in August. And if you're already in a relationship, I do see that like continued strength. It's a very good month for harmony within your relationship. Okay. You're magnetizing what it is that you want, and you're doing that together. It's not like you're the only one magnetizing in this relationship. The other person is too. What you seek is seeking you. Talisman again. So there could be some sort of gift, again, a sacred tool or object that might represent your relationship. It's bringing spirit, it's closing the gap between spirit and matter. So bringing things into material fruition. Enjoying the material world and the spiritual practice, which is what they're kind of doing. They're joined in the material world and they have a spiritual point of focus. Okay, so let's pull one of these then. From the Lover's Oracle deck. What is the message for August? That's the card. All right, a message for you. Wow. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's so sweet. Some of you may be getting gifts. Some of you may be getting cards, text messages. Just the communication feels very strong. I feel like you're also very psychically connected. You're very much in tune with each other's thoughts. And just know that you are thought of. There's messages coming for you from this person, about your person. And there's a lot of light surrounding this, just like in this image. Your love fills me with light. There's so much love here. It's all about love. You have the Lovers, you have a magnet for love. I love you. It's very consistent. The house is also maybe spending a lot of time at each other's houses. It feels very cozy. It feels very like we're having dinner at home. We're, you know, spending quality time in the home. It's very much about like a nesting and personal quality time. So again, you're going to be on this person's mind a lot, and they're going to be on your mind a lot. So there's a lot of that, that sharing, and you might also be telling each other how much you're thinking about each other. Okay, September. Let's look and see what unfolds September 2022. Rainbow. All colors of the rainbow. Connect to spirit in nature. It feels very versatile. It feels very inclusive. It feels that there's a nice variety here. Let's see. Let's go with this. Lenormand cards for September. September, we have the birds. Lots of chatter, lots of discussions, lots of communication. It can be messages, ideas that are discussed. Just lots of communication in general, communication of all types. All right, so we're pulling a tarot card now for the month of September. Oh, the Devil. Okay. There's definitely a difference between this higher vibrational energy of the rainbow and then the Devil, which is like, it's like all colors and then void of color. So there's a very stark contrast between these two energies. The Devil is like this card of temptation and having something become too much. So it can be addictions. You can get addicted to people. You can get addicted to substances. It can be any kind of substance, shopping, any sort of behaviors that are out of balance or where you've initiated but are no longer feeling in control of. That's really the Devil. The Devil is all about a warning of giving your power away, but you're already in it. So it's like you might be feeling there's a situation in your life that you just can't seem to overcome, or that you feel kind of stuck or powerless in, but that's really not the case. So the Devil kind of like traps you, but it's self-entrapment. You get yourself into that situation. You can get yourself out of it. But usually it's not as easy for people to get themselves out of it because there's going to be some sort of trade-off, right? And there can be a sense of withdrawal or having to give up one thing for another, which is your freedom. Okay. So the Devil in another case can also be like fear, right? So when you look at the Devil with birds, it can be any sort of fear mongering when it comes to communication, or like, what else could that be? The birds is chatter. So discussing things that are, I don't know, you're sort of maybe locked in a loop here. You may be talking to someone about some sort of issue that you have where you feel like you can't necessarily get out of this thing. So talking about the problem tends to deflate the problem. So that's the first step, is like talking about it, acknowledging, okay, well, I have an issue here. But usually it's just like an imbalance. So let's see what else is coming up here. Okay. Sometimes the Devil, it can be fun, but it leads to overindulgence. So like drinking, sexual activity also can be like the Devil. Anything that's very like too much into that sensory, it's too much in the senses and not much in the spiritual. All right, so this card comes up, life restored. Spiritual resurrection is gifted to you now. Whatever part of you or your life you thought to be dead is being revived and will flourish back into life, just as the phoenix rises from the fire, transitioning from death to life, so that you will rise again healed and renewed. I like that. There's a sense of like overcoming through discussion. I get also a sense that you might be talking to somebody about your insecurities or fears, and in that it's very liberating. It's very transcending. And that person also might have a shared experience or a shared perspective where then they're also mirroring that to you. Not necessarily always the same thing, but say it's an opportunity for bonding. If I'm sharing my insecurities with you, then naturally you're going to want to open up about something that you might be struggling with, so that I might feel less bad about this circumstance. So it could be like that. And it feels like that's very transformative in and of itself. Okay. So that's what I'm getting with that. Let's pull a Pearls of Wisdom card. I really want to look and see what this has to say. Okay. My life is an adventure. Well, That's true. Okay. I feel like it's very open-ended. It could be so many things to different people. Let's look at the shadow. There is nobody better to get the job done than you. Okay, so this could be a variety of circumstances, but you might be feeling stuck. Getting yourself out of it is the thing to do. It's like, okay, it's really up to you. Nobody can free you but yourself when you get this. So maybe there's an adventure that started off, something that started off as fun, and now it's turned dark. We don't know exactly. It can be anything. So we're just looking at energies here. But I think the most important part is the communication. And then also spending time in nature, getting back to that connection, that soul connection of like, I am not my circumstances. Okay, let's see what love card comes up. Pull from the top. It's this one. Soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. So they're already with you. Whoever is there, they're already with you. They're already on the course. You have someone who's loyal to you and is able to help you get through your fears and insecurities just by talking about them. So there might be some sharing and it feels like they, this person is understanding. It looks very like an opportunity for healing. And the healing might come not right away in September, but maybe a bit later on. But it's like whoever's there, they've got your back. All right, so October, we're now entering creepy season. We're entering a season of autumn, so the autumnal vibes. Let's see what color shows up. It doesn't necessarily have to be an earthy color. We're looking for more of a message. What maybe? Let's see. Ooh, bronze. That's very autumnal. It's like a caramel color, a little red, brown, it's gold, a mix of all of those. Strengthen your body. Strengthen your body. Strengthen your immune system. Resilience. Like that. Muscles. Strength. Okay, let's see. What a beautiful color. Okay, October 2022. Childs. Oh, this reminds me of like play, playful things that you like to do with children. Again, if it's like Halloween, it could be like trick-or-treating with children, or also something that, well, whenever this card comes out, it's always like, remember to have fun, remember to play. Life isn't so serious. Like we make it super serious, but it's not. In reality, life is supposed to be easy and fun. We make it complicated. So the child could also be a relationship with your child if you have one. You may be thinking about children if you don't have one, or maybe there's just children around you. Could be other people's children. Let's see what else comes up here. Let's pull a tarot card. All right. The Ace of Pentacles. All right, the Ace of Pentacles. So new beginnings, new starts, new people, a child entering your life. It could also be gifts, buying things. It could be, for some of you, a raise at work, or it could be a bill or a one-time purchase. The Ace of Pentacles is something that you have of value. It might be like decorating, bringing out the decorations. What else am I seeing in this Ace of Pentacles? It also could be a goal that you have that you're achieving this month. When I said in the beginning of this, of these readings, and January and February, it looks like there was kind of a slow start. You had sort of things taking time to unfold. Maybe around October is when that goal or that dream is really coming and paying off. So there's some sort of payoff here. Okay. Let's And also, if you're connecting the Ace of Pentacles with strengthening your body, it could be a supplement, it could be some sort of pill, it can be some sort of a nutritional benefit that you're adding into your life, because aces are new things and pentacles are physical things. So it could be some sort of new schedule that you're putting yourself on. It could also be a weight. So you could start like, well, you could be gaining weight, or you could be adding weights to your workout routine if you're wanting to do that. It's something that is of substance, and it has that physical aspect to it. So it's like starting to get physical, starting to connect with your body, starting to exercise, all of that. My life is an adventure. Yet again, we know that life is an adventure. It's fun. Again, if life is an adventure, it's fun. It's not to be taken too seriously. Children are happier when they're in circumstances where they can play, right? Life is supposed to be fun. Also, children are kind of forgetful. Now, this isn't bad. They can just kind of tend to forgive and forget and say la vie, right? So, yeah. I think that also contributes to overall happiness and well-being, is the ability to forget and to let things go and just have that childlike spirit, right? Childlike, not childish. All right, so let's see. October. It's Isis Oracle deck. Was this it? I think this is it. Divine Destiny. Let's look at the photo first, the image. Okay, so it's a woman with a hawk. And is that a drum? Looks like a drum, or maybe it's like a staff. All right, so the divine warrior is within you, helping you continue with a worthy path even during times of difficulty. When faced with a challenge, a true warrior will summon more of him or herself to the cause. It might be by bringing more wisdom, focus, or intelligence, or surrendering to the divine. The warrior within has great inner resourcefulness and determination. So whatever you're doing, you're implementing is a new thing. It's bringing a lot of strength. I kind of feel like this bronze is almost like an armor that you're putting on, and kind of getting ready to fight. There could be some sort of difficulty there, but it's saying like approach it in a not so serious tone. Make it small, just like children are small. It's small things. It could be small problems or small obstacles or small changes in your lifestyle that really have an effect over time. Okay. I do get something about goals being reached in October. This card came out. Oh, rainbow. This woman is blossoming from this, what looks to be a lotus flower. Freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. Hey, making life easier for yourself. There might be something around that, as far as maybe it's just like clearing stuff out, clearing stuff out of the way. It's like Lord Ganesha. He is like the remover of obstacles. So summoning the courage to kind of remove some small things out of your way. Nothing is stopping you. You have this ability to have a great start to something as well. All right, usually when people reach goals, they are on to another goal. So life is a series of wins. In this case, that's kind of what it looks like to me. All right, November. Let's see what the color theme is for November. Well, those two cards came out. I just want one. Okay. Auburn. Ground yourself. Again, those very autumnal themes in this card. you have all the trees barren or bare, and then you have all the leaves on the ground. Everything is falling down. There's a sense of gravity and gravitas, maybe seriousness. There's also change for November. All right. Let's see. Let's look at the Lenormand cards. This one, ooh, lilies. All right, lilies has to do with purity and letting go. It has something to do with older people around you, an older person. It could be a grandparent, a parent, any sort of wise figure as well. It's like also tradition and spirituality, wisdom from that. The Magician. Wow, super powerful. Now, when this comes up, you have all of the tools available to you. They're all right there. So you don't need to look for anything, go out and look for it. It's like everything that you have in front of you, you can use. It's utilizing that. I'm also hearing sustainability in November. That's interesting. I'm seeing a shift. I'm seeing shift for sustainability. Interesting. This is a beautiful leopard. And it has this sort of cat-like quality of the sun, that Leo energy, that radiance, that confidence, that power, and the ability to manifest from spirit. I feel like this is like really connecting you with your inner wisdom and all the tools, everything that you've learned. It's like you're able to use them. So all the tools that you've gathered, now you're putting it into effect. That's nice. That's beautiful. Okay. Let's look at these Isis Oracle cards. The High Priestess. Okay, I feel that. This is the image. A mystery is to be unveiled. A new clarity around your direction is unfolding. Be willing to wait for the full reveal, but also recognize what is happening at this time. You will be gaining valuable insight into where you are being led and for what purpose. There's a sense of trust that really comes through here. Trusting God, trusting yourself. You might be in the initial stages of something and waiting on it's I just realized that image. So it's like this leopard is looking over his shoulder. He's like almost like looking out for the clue or what's to come, but his little cute paws are on this pentacle. So he's got the grounding down. Pentacles are all about earth and grounding, which is what we see in this card. Right? So he's super grounded. He or she is super grounded and looking out for the other opportunities. And it's like he's got the thing. He's just waiting to hear the news or take the action or to get the spiritual, the feeling of it. So you may have something and you're like, what do I do with this? How do I work with this? It's watching and waiting for the next step. Okay. Let's look at the pearls of wisdom. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Dance like there's nobody's watching. Well, I was saying he's watching for the next step. And then we've got dance like nobody's watching. When you're dance, you're in that creative space. You're just letting it flow. You're not being self-conscious. You're not like... You're just allowing spirit to move through you, through the movement. And that's where we have that spiritual aspect and the magician who hones the higher vibrational aspect and materializes. So he's like as above, so below. He's a channel for that divine and bringing it into manifestation. So That's really interesting. And also just kind of, he's a solo show. The Magician is on his own. He's like, okay, I'm doing my thing. I'm not paying attention to what everyone else is doing. So yeah, it's about not being self-conscious because it's not about you. You're just the conduit for whatever's coming through you, whatever creatively divine inspiration that's coming through you. Some of you might just be feeling very creative, starting a new creative project, or doing something that's enjoyable. Maybe some sort of art. Let's see what else is coming through. This is the card that came out. Sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for you will find true bliss. Okay, so that sexual energy is also creative energy. And really, I mean, this act is very much about not being in your head, but being in your body and just experiencing it without overthinking it. Again, just letting it to flow and not overthinking things. So it's very like creative, manifesting, and obviously it's very self-explanatory what this is about. So that's what we have for the month of November. Okay, December. Here we have the last month of 2022. Let's see what comes up. Jade. Ooh, more trees, but a different perspective, a different color. Take action. You might be doing a lot in December. I think there's more than one action that you're taking. It's being very, very active. There's a lot of growth there, and there's a lot of upward movement as well. That's nice. Let's see what the Lenormand cards are saying here. Oh, no way! Okay, trees. Green trees. We're seeing the same image here. I see a lot of changes, a lot of growth happening. This is also really good for health. It's good for health. I feel like there's a lot of health that's already been established and it's just growing or adding to that. So good health is really where your wealth is. The tree could also be the family tree. So getting together with family for December. I see that that's a theme. Something to look forward to. When I think of the tree, I also think about breathing and oxygen. And there's so much of that here. There's so much, like, these plants are producing so much oxygen. So it's like really making sure that you're breathing, or maybe some of you are doing breathing exercises or getting out into nature. Okay, the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords I've seen before is like two lungs, breaths in. Do we have an eclipse that month? I'll have to check, or maybe we can Google that later. But I do see like a solar eclipse here. The moon is moving in front of the sun. The sun and the sun and the moon, which is the mother and the father, are completely in alignment, which could be the male and female aspects of you. It could also be your family members. Choices and decisions are made. But it's definitely an aligned decision. It's very balanced. Seeing balance. And you know, this card has been known to be about waiting to see, but it's also saying take action. So maybe time is up. It's kind of saying like, okay, quit deliberating about something and just do it. So trust yourself, take action, do it. All right, let's see what else comes up. I also see like meditation here with the trees, that growth, balanced, like a balanced mindset, basically. Okay, what do we got? Knot of Isis. This is the image. Knot of Isis. Part of your spiritual destiny involves a special relationship with the goddess. This means that not only do you have the important spiritual task of helping her thrive in this world, but you are afforded her power, protection, and abundance too. You are now deepening your connection to the goddess. Wow. Oh, this card flew out. Let's see. Learn to be calm and you will always be happy. Ain't that the truth? So being calm sometimes is it's so funny. It's like it's actually not reacting, but taking decided action. So there could be something that maybe you're feeling triggered, but you're like, okay, I'm not going to act. I'm not going to react. I will act when I feel like I'm in accordance with my, true me, or when I'm super grounded. I think that's also what the tree has. The tree has roots. So it's rooted, it's grounded, it's stable. It's not going anywhere. Be like the tree. Be calm. Be happy. One other thing that I was going to mention. Oh yeah. You see the card 32 here? 3 and 2 is 5, and here we have card 5. So there's something that could be changing. And if there's something that's changing, it's saying like, okay, let's not get too much ahead of ourselves. Let's just stay present in the moment, be calm, see what happens. Connect with the goddess also. I don't know. It seems like that might help you. Let's see what the Lovers Oracle cards have to say for December. Some of you also might be getting Christmas trees. I just thought of that since you have the tree here in December. Oh, this card flew out. Okay, we're going to take that one. It's transformation. Oh, look at that heart on fire. Wow, look at the similar imagery with this heart, and you have this glow around it, and you have this energy field, and you have the like glow around it. Some of you are just really in alignment with your heart. Your head and your heart are on the same page. You're grounded. You have enough oxygen in your body. You feel just like calm and content. Some of you are just feeling the warmth. This is going to be a very rewarding month, I feel, for a lot of you. Should we read it? Okay. Transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. I heard the word memories. So you might be making new memories this month for years to come to look back on. This transformation is not just about you, but it's about the other person too. Again, that alignment with the masculine and feminine within you or outside of you. And that love conquering. Being happy. Since we are looking at fortunes, just for fun, I picked up a couple of these fortune cookies to open for each month. I haven't used these before, so what will be inside is a surprise for us to discover together. Let's begin with January, and we'll just pull out the message here. You make me smile. I love that. That's so sweet. So counting your blessings, smiling, being happy. Happiness is a choice. I heard this saying just recently, and I thought that's a good one to remember. I'm going to use that one more often. All right, so let's look at February. Let's see what comes up here. You are one smart cookie. Fortune cookie puns. That's cute. Maybe using the intellect, the mind, your thoughts maybe coming to the front. Okay, so that may be the theme for that. Let's look and see what we've got for March. Come out. Oh, I broke the cookie. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, interesting. Oh, maybe a little bit of a belated Happy Valentine's Day. This one should have been maybe for February, but for March, maybe there's a love theme here, or just loving your friends, maybe loving like romantic love as well. It's not going to stay up, so we'll just leave it there. Okay, let's look for April. Let's see what's coming up for April. You make every day special. Yay! Feeling special, feeling celebrated for April. I love that. Daily activities, daily habits, things that you do and are grateful for on a daily basis. All right, let's look at May. You make me smile. Again, with this happiness theme, counting your blessings. Maybe someone in your life that, or like a furry friend, or just someone that brings you lots of joy. Okay, let's see for June. We can also pull a repeat message for May since we can pull another fortune cookie since we got a repeat message. Oh, a dream you have will come true. A dream you have will come true. And it's probably not without effort on your part, but sometimes things just come to us, blessings just come to us in the forms of miracles. So maybe expect something for June coming true, a dream that you've had or a wish. You're so sweet. Okay, July, feeling appreciated. Making other people feel appreciated. Sweetness. Maybe you're enjoying some baked goods, candies, who knows. Okay, August. Let's see what comes out for August. You make every day special. Okay, just like April. We can pull an additional one for that. September. You will have a fun adventure. Wow, I like that. The weather is kind of nice in September usually. So outdoor stuff, having a fun adventure, or just taking life as an adventure in general and being open to what comes to you. But the importance on having fun, right? Okay. These are kind of twisted. We're just going to leave them like that. October. See what comes out for October. Come on out. I might have to break this one too. I don't want to tear the fortune. Wow, a little stubborn, are we, for October? It still doesn't want to come out. There we go. I think it was glued on the inside. Believe in yourself. Wow, that sometimes is hard to do, but we can do it, and this is encouragement to do it. And maybe the fact that it got stuck inside is a sign in and of itself of being stuck in a pattern where you're not believing in yourself. So that's a great message for October, is to believe in yourself, trust in yourself even. Okay, November. Oh, believe in yourself again. So this may be a continuing theme throughout November. It got easier to pull out. That one was actually really easy. So maybe it just takes practice. Maybe believing in yourself, having confidence in yourself. That's, again, it's not an easy thing, but with practice and over time, it gets easier. Maybe that's the message for October, November. We can pull an additional message for that, but I feel like it was really supposed to be that way. Okay, let's look at December, final fortune. You are a shining star. I love that. Being a star of your own life, shining bright, being seen. There may be something about being seen for your talents as well for December. Okay, so let's just pull at random. I have some extras here, so a dream you have will come true. And this one was the repeat message for You Make Me Smile. Let's just leave it here. I anticipated these like to be repetitive, some of them, because I bought them in packages, but yeah, I feel like just being happy about something coming true or coming to life. I think that's kind of the message there. What's the second one that was repetitive? So dream will come true, dream will come true. It looks like May, June. Being happy about that, being satisfied, a sense of satiation, contentment. You make every day special. Let's pull another one for August. Some of these are really stuck in here. Here we go. Happy Valentine's Day. So maybe someone is making you feel really special in August, or again, there's like a special person in your life. Let's see, let's pull another one for October, November. Although I feel like that was the message. Okay, you are a smart cookie. So again, good choices. The choices, the perspective that you have, that believing in yourself, that you are smart, that you are capable, that you can do it, is for October and November. Okay, so these are the fortunes for the year. So yeah, this is what I've got for you for the year of 2022. I hope you found this fun and entertaining. If you thought of anything that you saw during these card readings, feel free to comment down below. I wish you the best for 2022. It's been a while since I've done a forecasting reading, so this was a lot of fun to do, and it was inspired. So I just thank you so much for watching and liking this video and subscribing to my channel if you do. All the best for you for 2022. Take care and be well.